A woman carefully dressed up and visited her husband's studio, hoping to conceive their second child, only to discover him lying on the floor covered in blood. This is the plot of the latest Korean suspense thriller Confession of Murder. The woman promptly called the police. However, when she arrived at the police station, she was laughing freely, hardly the behavior of someone who just lost her husband. Despite her insistence to the authorities that she had not committed murder, prosecutor Jae, who took charge of the case, simply did not believe her account. Without direct evidence, he reluctantly released her, but placed her under covert surveillance. Jack observed Anna discarding something in a trash bin while glancing nervously around. Later, he watched as she photographed her late husband's belongings with her phone from home. All of this was plainly visible to Jack through the window. Subsequently, he discovered those very items being sold on a second-hand marketplace under Anna's name. Jack entered her teaching studio in her absence and found a receipt for corrosive liquid on her desk. When he visited the crime scene, he noticed the blood-stained engraving knife bore traces of corrosive damage. Jack then arrested Anna on the spot. A hard doctor was discovered at the police station, containing videos of Anna's life with her husband. In one segment, her husband apologized for not wanting a second child, and enraged, Anna grabbed the engraving knife and threatened him to stay back. After viewing the footage, Jack produced a document before Anna that revealed she was far less innocent than she appeared. During his investigation at an orphanage, Jack uncovered that when Anna was 12, she had pushed a classmate down the stairs, causing the child's leg to fracture. Anna was convicted and sent to prison. However, to divert public attention from a sensitive case they couldn't solve, the prosecution decided to capitalize on Anna's case. Jack released footage to the media showing Anna wielding the engraving knife, demanding her husband keep his distance. Public sentiment immediately turned against her, and everyone believed Anna was the murderer. Yet the truth was entirely different. That night, Anna had carefully dressed and even removed her underwear in preparation for conceiving. Just as she was about to go upstairs, a mysterious figure wearing a hat suddenly emerged from the studio. Anna instinctively pressed herself against the steering wheel to avoid being noticed. When she entered the studio, her husband was already lying in a pool of blood. This was the complete account of Anna's experience that evening, but the prosecution refused to believe it and insisted she was the culprit. Ultimately, Anna was sentenced to life imprisonment for intentional homicide. Meanwhile, a mysterious woman, after murdering a married couple, calmly watched television while lying beside their bodies. She then removed her wig. Just before police burst through the door, she deliberately threw a surgical scalpel on the ground. The woman's name was Moon. She had worked as a nurse at the clinic operated by this couple for 1 year. When questioned by police, Moon claimed that throughout that year, the couple had treated her as a servant. On the day of the incident, they summoned her to their home to cook for their birthday celebration. Despite it being their own birthday, they shamelessly demanded she serve as their maid. Consumed by rage, Moon poisoned the food. Within moments, the couple convulsed violently, their mouths foaming, and died on the spot. The surgical scalpel she carried was merely a self-defense tool she kept on her person. Police discovered that all 10 of Moun's fingertips bore worn marks. Moun explained that she had sustained injuries while handling pharmaceutical substances at the hospital the previous year. However, the officers couldn't understand why Moun remained at the crime scene instead of fleeing while she waited to be arrested. Moun simply replied that she wanted to see what they looked like when they died. The police concluded that Moun was a psychopath and prepared to conduct psychiatric evaluation. Yet Moun responded with a question, "Do I look like a psychiatric patient?" Reluctantly, police escorted Moun to prison. Just before entering her cell, she caught sight of Anna, whom she had passed by. Anna had been sentenced to life imprisonment and, consumed with anxiety over her child, had suffered an emotional breakdown in her cell, crying uncontrollably. They Soma took offense at this unhurled insults at Anna, demeaning her. The defenseless Anna, unable to respond, could only strike her head against the wall repeatedly, which was the scene Moun had just witnessed. At the same time, Moun arrived at her cell. A woman with disheveled hair questioned what crime she had committed. Upon learning that Moun was imprisoned for murder, the woman scoffed, accusing Moun of exaggerating. Moun calmly replied that one simply needed to combine a few pharmaceutical compounds. Feeling her intelligence had been insulted, the woman flipped the table and attacked Moun. As a result, Moun was thrown into solitary confinement. There, Moun took the initiative to approach Anna, offering her a way out of prison, but only if Anna would do something for her. 1 week later, Moun appeared in court and confessed to murdering the couple. Then she dropped a bombshell. She admitted to killing one additional person. Upon entering prison, she discovered that someone had taken the fall for her crime. To prevent her accomplishments from being stolen, she decided to confess to it herself. This sensational revelation triggered an avalanche of media coverage. Public opinion turned sharply against the prosecution for incompetence and wrongfully convicting an innocent person. Jae, the prosecutor responsible for Anna's case, now had to prove that Moun was lying. Both women were taken to the police station for interrogation. During the drive, Moun deliberately provoked Anna in front of the officers, bringing up her husband's death. Anna, infuriated, lost control. The two clashed in the vehicle, and the police body camera captured footage of it appearing to want to kill Moun, further solidifying the impression that Moun was the one who murdered Anna's husband. Yet Jae, viewing the footage, still remained unconvinced. He ultimately requested a polygraph test for Mound. Meanwhile, following Mound's instructions, Anna sought out an obscure lawyer named Shangs Engu to represent her. The moment Anna met him, she demanded he find a way to get her released on bail. When Mound arrived for the polygraph examination and police asked how many people she had killed, Mound answered 4. The polygraph showed she was telling the truth. This sent the authorities into panic. In court, Mound had claimed to have killed 3 people, yet now before the polygraph, she was claiming 4 and the device indicated she was not lying. Simultaneously, news broke about Jack forcing Anna, Mound, and other cellmates to undergo strip searches. This action completely outraged the public, because under law, the prosecution had no authority to mandate such searches. Jack's conduct constituted a personal violation. The public sentiment reversed completely, now sympathizing with Anna, a single mother. Under mounting pressure, the prosecution reluctantly agreed to Anna's bail application. The 4 murders Mound confessed to during the polygraph test were precisely the killing tasks she had required Anna to complete for her.